And now this is an attempt at video 5, reading from the point. I say it's an attempt because I know my son's in next door getting changed and will probably start bouncing around the place quite soon. But it's a short one, so let's fire through and maybe we'll get lucky. Whatever. Just trying to inject a bit of drama to the proceedings. I'll just get to the reading, okay? Rumbled. The brothers rummaged about in a messy but feminine bedroom. Ruffled pink bedclothes, bras and panties scattered about. Pretty boy actors stared down from crinkled posters. Brian moved fast, eager to get the fuck out and start drinking. Brian moved fast, eager to get the fuck out and start drinking. His big bro didn't seem to feel the same sense of urgency. Paul hooked a pink pair of panties off the floor. He stretched the waistband catapult style and flicked them at Brian. "Hey, my hairs with cleaner knickers," Paul said. "I'm sure you..." The unmistakable screech of rusted hinges opening cut across Brian's remark. Brian and Paul stiffened with alarm. They stared at each other for a moment. Brian broke their stasis. "Shit!" Paul reached into his coat. "Come on, put this on." He whipped out a paramilitary-style balaclava and threw it to Brian, then pulled down the fold of his woolen balaclava to cover his own face. Brian wrestled with the itchy mask. It smelt musty, interfered with his breathing and itched his skin. Now he could add claustrophobia to the feast of emotions, tying his stomach in knots. Paul thundered down the stairs in the loudest way possible. "Who's there?" A girl's voice. It sounded a little booze-slurred. Brian hoped she was alone. The girl froze at the bottom of the stairs. She was dressed in Saturday night clubbing gear. Fake tan, short skirt, low-cut top, but most importantly, on her own. She didn't move as Paul clattered into her. Paul cursed and screamed. Out of instinct, Brian reached out and grabbed her hands to help her up. She kicked up and out. A high heel slammed into Brian's thigh, dangerously close to his balls. He let go of her and stumbled backwards. "Hey, Mary," Paul said. "Saddle yourself." Mary Crabbe crawled away from Paul. "Oh, Jesus, how do you know my name?" An easy deduction. The milk told them that somebody in the house was called Mary. The clothes in the wardrobe told them that only one girl lived there. "Yeah, Ray knows a lot about you, wee girl," Paul said. "You better stop what you're doing." "What are you talking about?" she asked. Brian felt awful. She would piss herself if Paul kept this up. "Let's go, Max," Brian said. Paul, quick-witted as usual, caught on instantly. "I told you not to use my real name, Travis," he said. Voice threatening, he turned to Mary. "Don't ever think about calling the Peelers, Mary. We know where you live." Paul ran to the front door, yanked it open, and, after a quick look up and down the street, pulled off the balaclava and stepped out of the door into the night. Brian paused, looked down at Mary and felt powerless. He wanted to comfort her, but had no idea how to do it without making things worse. A few seconds later, he followed Paul out into the night.